The death of a copper heiress in New York, a squabble over her $400 million estate, and a tainted painting that hung on a living room wall for years.
They all have ties to Kansas City and a family name you'll recognize. This is a 41 Action News exclusive you've never heard before until now. Years ago, an art enthusiast purchased this Degas of a ballerina in a yellow and red tutu from an art dealer in New York. Sotheby's valued the painting in 2008 at $10 million. The buyer, Henry Bloch. Bloch, of course, is the H of H&R Bloch. He co-founded the tax company with his brother Richard in Kansas City in 1955. Since then, Bloch has poured millions of dollars back into this community. Among many other things, he created the Henry W. Bloch School of Business and Public Administration at UMKC, and also helped fund the Bloch Building that opened in 2007 with a generous gift to the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art. 3 years later, Bloch and his wife put some 30 Impressionist paintings from their own personal collection on temporary display at the Nelson and announced plans to eventually donate the art to the museum. But one painting not only caught the attention of museum visitors, but also the attention of the FBI. It turned out the Degas pastel didn't actually belong to the Blochs. They bought it not knowing that in 1992 it vanished from the New York City apartment of one of America's richest women, copper heiress Huguette Clark. Clark's name has made headlines recently due to questions about whether she was competent when she signed a will that cut her family out of any inheritance. But here's where things get interesting. According to our reporting partner for this story, MSNBC.com, Henry Bloch argued the painting was his and not Clark's. He was an innocent buyer, but he later negotiated a secret settlement with Clark to give the painting to the Nelson. Bloch didn't receive a dime in return, and Clark got the tax deduction for the gift. Only you haven't seen the painting at the Nelson, and here's why. Because in one simple exchange at the Bloch's Mission Hills home in 2008, a representative for the Bloch family handed the painting to Clark's attorney, who gave it to the then director of the Nelson, who turned around and handed it back to the Blochs on loan. So back inside it went, and only 3 museum trustees knew about the transaction. The museum's director provided this statement. Despite a highly unusual course of events, and thanks to Miss Clark's role as an additional benefactor to the museum, Mr. Bloch has been steadfast in ensuring that the work ends up in the museum's collection for the benefit of the public. When the Blochs die, the ballerina will go back to the Nelson Atkins along with the rest of their Impressionist masterpieces, as they originally promised. For now, however, it does remain on their living room wall. And in response to this story, Henry Bloch wrote, "The day we reached the agreement with Miss Clark was a great day for Kansas City." As for how the Degas first disappeared from Clark's apartment, that mystery remains unsolved.